this video will just be a intro to what units I'm kind of working with. So when I'm in those RTA matches, you'll have an idea of what they're capable of. That being said, though, I'll start with my RB. So as you can see, I do have a pin set on him and speed, so I have him at 214 speed. I don't have this maxed. You know, I'm just gonna go through this kind of quickly. I'm not gonna spend too much time. All right. I have my Pavel. 243. I would like to get his crit chance up, but I'm just kind of farming pieces right now, so this is kind of all I have for the moment. This is level 70 piece, which I'd prefer to replace, but it gives decent attack, so. Alright. Then my A Ross. Oh, have this. This is probably going to be one of the next pieces I max out after I max out my Brand's artifact. Go. Okay. Now Cinia, she's been a unit that's definitely growing on me. I just actually got her to 5,000 damage today. Trying to figure out if I can get some better boots so I can get those to 45. I don't want to spend the resources getting this to 45 speed just because the substats aren't that good. She's definitely a unit I'm going to be using a lot more in RTA. One of my favorites, Spectini. I don't have this leveled up. I've never actually started using this until like very recently. Do I have anything to? No, I don't. This is kind of just typical gear. Her attack isn't anywhere near as high as I want it to be, so but I kind of make up for that in crit damage for at least for the division I'm in gold. You don't see a lot of people who can tank like this amount of crit damage, even if the attack is kind of low. And the crit chance is pretty low too, honestly. And believe it or not, majority of these pieces that I'm using, I maxed these back when I would literally just max any piece I could get without like looking at the substats. As you can see, like when you look at like my Pavel's gear, you can kind of tell this was something I got a while ago. I literally would just max anything I could get. There was like the correct like set. If I had the correct corresponding set to something that I needed, I would max it. All right, Celine. Do I have her max? Yeah, I have her max Molud. Oh, if I didn't show the other units, sorry about that. Not max Molud. And also, I literally would Mola every new unit that I got. So yeah, I just got out of the habit of doing that. So, as you can see, I'm kind of in need of Molas. And I actually got my Spectini from the Moonlight Summon. Lucky me, right? Here we go. I used this Sigrid for Wyvern. I don't really use her for anything else. She has surprisingly decent speed for a full attack build with no speed set. Her attack is decent. Run her on this. It could definitely be higher. I keep her crit chance at 50 because I run her with, where is he at? Furious. And he's only 5-star, but he works, so. Effectiveness 94. Crit chance doesn't really matter. I have this artifact on him so that I can proc those 2 debuffs. I'm not going to show all of my units. I'm just going to show the main ones that I use in RTA. And some units that I use like outside of RTA. Alright. She's kind of a work in progress, but this is like decent for RTA at least. I think it's nice to have her built anyway, even though like she's most likely gonna get banned the majority of times. And in the past, I would have like mola'd this entire like all the way to skill +5. Although I'm kind of understanding now, a lot of units you literally have no reason to mola their S1s or sometimes their S2s or S3s past a certain point. One of those units being, I'll show you when I get to her. Got my Crow on Aureus. He's a Mola 15. I don't think he's a bad unit to Mola 15. He was actually probably one of my very first knights. Him and who else? A unit I do not use anymore. As you can see, I have her Mola 15, even though she's not like an essential unit or anything. She has no gear on her because I do not use her. I probably could implement her in my RTA, but I don't really see a reason at the moment when there are better alternatives. Anyways, this is my Crow. 195 speed. I'm trying to get him to 200 speed. I have a lot of level 75 health armor because they have pretty decent stats on them. Fairly decent stats. His ER could definitely be a lot higher. But for a full like health set Crow, I don't think this is terrible speed or anything at all. Alright. Then I have my Kise. I don't use her at all. Even in RT, I don't use her. Yeah, I don't have any exclusive gear for her either. She is a great unit. I actually used to use her a lot more. I had like way better gear on her, but then I started getting more units. This is kind of when I started taking this a little more serious. More serious as in like actually trying to build for arena, not just for PvE content. But anyways, here we go. A lot of my lifesteal set pieces have really high speed on them. I don't know what's up with my lifesteal set pieces, but yeah, like this one has decent speed. My T-Surin, I just got her to 6-star recently, only because I saw that she was at like her triple S tiered, and I definitely see her used a lot in arena for good reason. She's a great unit. If I could have basket on her, I would definitely prefer that over this, but I have my guy on basket, my Vildred. All right, wait, let's go through some of this. Again, this isn't terrible speed for a Tempest-Surin, but you'll definitely see some with way higher attack, higher crit damage, higher speed, sometimes higher health, just better like stats overall. I did want to keep her effectiveness a little like just decent, just in case I needed her to, you know, inevitably buff someone. This is my Rand, literally just built him today, just finished building him today kind of. Pieces I want to replace. I stopped building crit chance like necklaces recently. embarrassingly enough, recently I prefer crit damage because most of the times you can get the crit chance in your substats anyway. But here we go. If I wanted to, I can definitely get his you know what, I'm gonna do this too. Just give you a little look at how high I can get one of my units' speed. So yeah, I can definitely give him to 270 if I took gear off of other units, but I'm kind of spread thin right now as it is, so I'm not trying to, and plus if I were to do this anyway and take him into RTA, just for him to get banned, that'd be a huge blow to all of my other units anyway, so I'm kind of content where he is at. I've recently started building faster units as well. Like, I didn't have any unit with base speed above like 110 for a pretty long time. See, Lilius. Just built her recently too. I didn't really use her in RTA until fairly recently. She doesn't have the best armor, but she has really high defense. And she has decent other stats for me going with like defense stats too, so I'm going for her defense and speed also. So yeah. A lot of my tanks are kind of awkwardly built aside from my, where is he at? My Crow, just because I'm kind of low on tanky gears. I'm pretty much low on everything. And it's not because I just don't have a good amount of them. It's mostly because I have a low amount or a high amount of units. Like I've just recently started getting a ton of units, and you know, I've been allocating my gear closer to the ones that are most likely going to be used for RTA. Here's my, oh, sorry for the last 3. There we go. Only thing I have mullet on her is her S3. I'll most likely mullet this next, and this I can see this myself mullet-5ing this, but I have other units to need it more. He'll get more. I'm going for the effect chance for him, and then I'll probably chill with his mola. All right. Oh yeah, and her. I actually got her a pretty long time ago. I didn't really understand how to use her at the time, so I didn't start building her until very recently. And then we have my Violet. He's probably my most complete unit. Yeah, 15. So that'll get him to 100% crit chance. His crit damage is pretty low, I'll say that much. I wish I can get this crit damage a little higher. I'm planning on replacing the immunity set that I have on him for a pin set, defense penetration set. But he has some decent lifesteal gear. I'm going too fast, I apologize. Shouldn't take, I don't want this to take too long though. Did I show this already? Oh, and he is Mola 11. So, there we go. Hey, Ravi. I have her on this because I have my rim on Sigurd's site. And I don't think this is a bad one for Arabi since she heals like with her S1 anyway. So if they're above 50% health, she'll do more damage, which will in turn heal her for more health. Here we go. Her damage is decent. Her crit damage could be higher. Crit chance isn't at 100, of course, unfortunately. Her effectiveness isn't as high as I'd like it to be, but honestly, most people in gold, as you've seen in my last video actually, she can stun them anyway, so. I have terrible, you'll see this like soon, I guess. I have terrible counter set pieces. Like, actually, let's look through them for a second. Like just awkward substats in general. And once I got Ravi, I kind of was in a rush to get some counter set pieces, so I literally would just, you know, max level them, waste resources, etc. But I keep them around just because I don't really have a lot in general. Like this piece is an attack piece for a necklace. I think that she has decent crit chance pieces on her though. Yeah, they're fairly decent, I guess. But this is here we go. But yeah, just to go back, I'll go through this one more time quickly. All right, now my rim. She's kind of in the same boat as my Ravi. Decent gear, not the best. Oh, she's not Mola, like where she needs to be. I can definitely feel this 2% making a difference every time someone targets all of my allies and she doesn't counterattack. Oh, she doesn't have a counter set on her, I just realized. I put a speed set on her and it's not even that fast. I suppose I'm not too upset with that. I feel like the counter set doesn't do her much justice anyway. But yeah, Sigurd Scythe. This is one of those level 70 pieces that has a decent attack on it, so I keep it. Like, why not? She could definitely get some better gear though. Like, these boots are terrible. Alright, this is actually my favorite unit. He was like probably my first, no, he definitely was my first ML unit. Or not ML unit, but dark unit. Mola 15 him, of course. I didn't show you, sorry. Go back. She's Mola 15 as well. And she's only Mola 11. I don't know. I think I put so much into this because I was thinking she'll be using this more often than any other ability. But here we go. So my champ Z. I definitely use him a lot. I had him geared a little better in the past. I don't even know what I was kind of going for. Maybe for the effectiveness. I don't know what was going through my mind. I just got this piece. Only unit that I have that is a mage that can target all enemies is no one, I think, actually. Yeah, I don't have anyone like that. His S4 or his S3 can S4. His S3 can target all enemies, but it doesn't really. It's not likely that you'll be able to get that his S3 a second time, like an RTA match. So I don't see the point in. Anyways, he counterattacks a lot, so I keep that on him. Getting those random stuns definitely help. But as for his gear. And if you have any opinions or any questions about my gear or anything like that, just let me know. I'll answer any question you have in the comments. Politis, I just started building her recently. I've had her for a while. Didn't start building her because I'm not really the best at building utility units. Like she can deal decent damage, but as far as like when to place her, I find myself having like really awkward drafts often, which is kind of what I'm working on. But I only have her Molitude. Did I already show all this? Go through it quickly. Yeah, I definitely did. But that's fine. Pretty low speed, unfortunately. Low crit chance and crit damage, but her attack is decent. Health is decent. Effectiveness is decent. Kayron, this is the second unit I've been trying kind of to use in like for my speed contester. Unfortunately, I have a crit chance item and I rolled a terrible piece for his exclusive equipment. So there's that, along with the fact that I'm pretty sure his gear isn't like the best either, just in general. And don't get me wrong, I'm not like bagging on my units or anything. It's just that I think it's very important to realize where you are in the game, and that way you don't get discouraged. Like if you start losing matches in RTA or in even regular arena, you won't like getting discouraged will definitely like lead you from actually wanting to play this game and like from the best route of success. And I think that's most of my like main DPS and tank units that I use in RTA. Next, you're gonna see some of my oh, and also I don't have him Mola at all. You're gonna see more of my Soul Weavers. Here we go. She's kind of a unit I just use against counterattackers. This piece is terrible. Why do I still have this? Yeah, and it has attack on it. That's weird. I don't even have this maxed all the way. I can definitely tell the difference between that, like when I go against someone with the maxed S2 and I like counterattack a lot, like it seems like so much of their health comes back, but it's fine. Pretty low speed, which I don't mind on her, surprisingly. If I could have it a little higher, I would, maybe to like 170 to 185. That'd be preferable. Decent health, defenses a little lower. Her ER is extremely low. That's kind of why I have this on her, but this can just get dispelled very easily, so it's kind of useless. But all right, then we have Amelia. She's my fastest unit right now. I only built her fast just because I pair her with my, where is she at? My Spec 10A a lot. I'll get the attack buff on her. This brings her attack up pretty like to where it should be, honestly. Unfortunately though, I don't have this maxed, so I can't do like the strategy where you soul burn and all that. But where is she at? So yeah, and she's only a 5-star. I've been procrastinating on getting her 6-starred. Yeah, you're about to see my fastest piece. And it's right here, 19. All right, just got Luna recently. Most of these units aren't. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip past them if I don't really use them, or I use her a lot in PvE, just like everyone else. I've seen people use her in RTA actually. I mean, like, I've never seen them win with her, but I just think it's interesting. Like, actually, I just remembered I used the before I was like in gold. I don't know why I stopped doing this. I actually had a really high win percentage with this. I'd choose Tamarin and Asaria, and like I'd have their speed like extremely high, and of course my Asaria would be like the fastest unit, and then my Tamarin would be next. And it was kind of wild how like much you could cycle, and my other 2 units would just be DPS units. And I don't know, it was weird. And then especially with her, I'd have her effectiveness a little high just so I can get the the dispelling all buffs on her S1. I think that she is actually pretty viable in RTA. I mean, but most of the times I get in my head like thinking, if they see me use Tamarin and then choose Asaria, they're just gonna ban one of them and now they're useless. Especially if they ban Asaria and then you're just left with a Tamarin that can't even S3, can S2 once. Yeah, unless you have her like built for dual attacks, maybe like for dual attacking on when it's another unit's turn, but you know, whatever. I had her built until excuse me. I had her built until recently. I took some gear off of her just because I'm not really good at planning out like how to use her. I accidentally Mola won this. Did this for the cooldown. This is like one of my first better Soul Weavers. And then I think I got Tamarin sometime after. We got Ram, who isn't built. Sari, I use her a lot, surprisingly. She's not built, unfortunately, though. Rin, I want to start using her a lot more for the random 3 debuffs, although the fact that the random isn't the best, but a random 2 debuffs for 3 turns, I mean. Got Bellion, I'm gonna definitely work on her. She's a unit I definitely want. I don't have this level up high enough for me yet. I'd be more comfortable with it a tad higher. This Landy is another unit that these 2 are in the same like situation. Landy and Bellion. I'm gonna be using them a lot in the future. I just don't have the resources or the gear to max them out. Kitty Clarissa, I use her a lot in Tower and Abyss. Tower. I use her a lot in Abyss. Dolores, I want to start using her in what is it called? RTA. So I also want to use Arc Demon Shadow. I even mola her a bit. I heard they buffed her or they are going to buff her. But yeah, honestly, I don't really know why I wanted to use her. I like looking at the ratings. I think they're saying she's a, yeah, 4.7. Interesting. You know what? Why not? We're here. And I have the gear. I just want the healing, even though I'm not going to use her. Faithless Litica. So for my Faithless Litica, I have her with a lot more gear on her than... with a lot more Mola, I'm sorry, on her than, like for a unit that isn't going to be used very much. I did use her a lot. She was my first speed contest unit, and I used her like around 240 to 250 speed. Of course, for the Dispel on the S2 and Skill Nullifier, as well as a skill cooldown on the S3. I think that she's honestly a really good unit. I don't know why I stopped using her. Alright, use him for a lot of PvE content. He's not really in use now. Armin, I did use her a lot. Not for RTA, but for PvE content. Yuna, I used her a bit for RTA. Again, I'm running low on gear, so I couldn't afford to have her with gear on her, even though she wasn't being used as much. Litica, I used her for one Abyss mission that I literally needed her for. Maybe like 110 or 111. Lilibit. She was my first extinction unit. No, she wasn't actually. Sigrid was like my first extinction unit. She was one of my first units in general, Sigrid. She's one of my favorites actually. Rose. She's a triple S tiered. I'm kind of focusing on my triple S tiered units right now. And units with Mola in them, so I'm probably gonna build her sometime soon. Katie's, I use her a lot. She just doesn't have gear on her because I am using a lot of my gear for RTA. G Perg, probably gonna gear him soon. I 6-starred him. Never have used him once. I literally probably tried to use him, didn't like him. He could probably be built like for, I don't know. I don't see him being built for RTA. Yeah, he has like a lot of things in his kit for like other missions, not like for PvE content, not really for RTA. Summertime Assyria, I'm definitely gonna use her actually. I was like really excited to get her, and I never 6-starred her, and I never Mola'd her. I have a lot of good combinations that could include her that I need her for. Arminta, I'm pretty sure I geared her because, or I Mola'd her because I confused her for the ML Arminta, or Araminta I should say. Falconer Cleary, when I first started playing, and everything lower than where I met in RTA and in regular arena, she's used like way more in the lower tier, and she's like so annoying to me because I lose to everybody with her on the team. Angelic Montmorency, just got her in like the past 2 months or so. Very useful. Would 6-star for sure, but I have other priorities above her though at the moment. Yuna, I want to 6-star her as well. I think she's an underrated unit. Clarissa, I did use her for Wyvern 13 at some point, but I switched her out for the what is his name? For my guy, Furious. Alright, now I'm gonna let you know right now, she's only Mola 15 because I'm an idiot. I poured all the Mola into her, not really, like, I saw in her kit that she had, we've all done this before, I'm pretty sure, I'm not the only one. But yeah, that she recovers health from her S2, and then if she gets a kill, it resets the cooldown, and I just like literally like saw that. It reminded me of Zerato, minus the fact that he transfers the debuffs, and I just built her, like I Mola 15'd her. I tried to use her like twice, failed miserably. This is back when I was like able to use 5-star units in arena without losing, and haven't used her since. She probably isn't that bad, honestly, but yeah, I'm just not very keen on like building units I'm not very familiar with. Alright, Ludwig. My first mage, honestly. Or it might have been my second. I think Zerato was my first. He was like my second or third, maybe. Don't have him built. I was excited to use him because he has a pretty high base attack and he's only 5-star. I was excited to get her just to never use her. Even got her artifact. Probably will use her in the future. Just got her recently, F2P. I probably should start using her a bit more. She's not a terrible unit. So is he. And I want to start using Mercedes. After she got that buff, she seems pretty useful. Any other unit that I really care to talk about? Rule of Light's gonna be upgraded soon for me. I have both of the Sids, the ML Sid and this Sid. I'm gonna get one of them 6-star soon, just because I want another speed contester. I think I'm going with the ML Sid, of course. I have Leo. I got Ray, and I was kind of disappointed because I feel like he's not a very good weaver. This is my Sid. Oh, let me show you something that's gonna really disappoint like everyone. So I 5-starred 2 completely useless units because I thought that I'd be able to use them for leveling up my other units. Let's see. You'll know when you see them. Bask is one of them. Here we go. Bask, very sick when I did that. And Lucy. And I accidentally awakened this archer. Yeah, you can't. I didn't read the fine print. Literally just like 5-starter was like, okay, I have another unit to use as fodder. Nope. Unfortunately. He was actually one of the first ML units that I got from, what is it called?
Lika,
Mystic Summit?
We have a visitor.
Alright. And I guess I'll show you my progress in Abyss at 114. Conquer Tower already. I just started doing Asmakali's Labyrinth this month. So this is actually my first month of doing it. 6 days to reset. I'm probably gonna explore 100% of it just to get that reward. And the reputation reward. Yeah, already checked the promotion. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm Challenger and Arena. I'm realizing to get higher than Challenger, I'm probably gonna have to build better teams. I feel like I need a Fallen Cecilia. She's used in like every defense comp. And she's a great unit, don't get me wrong. It's just that she's used a lot. And I'm Golden World Arena. I'm pretty sure my...
Shall I have a go?
Yeah, my points are still at 15. Alright. In this next video, I'm actually going to start out playing RTA from here. So, yeah, stick around if you're interested. Hope you have a nice day. Peace.